So I spent around 8 years in an electro pop band with my two best mates a long while ago. It was a fantastic time. It was a real adventure. Um, we created some great music. We did loads of great shows. We did some gigs in Europe and played some festivals and generally had a fantastic time. But that period of life was incredibly challenging, with a huge amount of no's and knockbacks, and always this nagging uncertainty that we weren't doing the right thing. And indeed we weren't. We made every mistake possible. Now, fast forward 15 years after I left that band, and I worked in the music industry a long time. I learned a huge amount and eventually found myself in a position where I was running artist support at a large independent label and really able to help educate lots of artists on how to kick on. Demystifying the music business has been extremely rewarding. It's something I've loved doing, and was a great thing to do after spending so much time as an artist and not being clear on exactly how we should kick on. So fast forward 15 years I spent in the industry after being in the band, and over the last few years it's become incredibly apparent that really good artists are struggling to get the bespoke advice they need to push on in the industry. Now, I feel very positive about the industry. I know there are lots of challenges, there are lots of headwinds, but actually there's so many more tools for artists now than there used to be, but there's a huge amount of pressure on them to do everything themselves. So I've created this platform, the team around you, to connect artists with really fantastic vetted industry experts on a consultancy basis. And the reason for that is because I want all artists to have access to that kind of high level, experienced, skilled support. It's going to make a huge difference. I think in order to democratize the industry, it needs to be available. This kind of advice needs to be available to people, even if they're not in London, even if they don't already have mates in the industry, and so on. So that's why we've made the platform. You can go onto the platform, find people you want to talk to, and you can book in sessions with them. I guarantee it will help your career move forward really quickly. You can find people with the targeted skills you want, and push on. Now, obviously, these kinds of relationships, they might turn into something more long term, or it might be that you want to work with multiple different experts because you need to build a full team around you. Both of these are going to be very legitimate ways of using the platform, but I'm really excited with what we can achieve. And I don't want artists to go through that thing that I did, where for 7 or 8 years, however long it was, we were really grafting, but we're putting so much energy in the wrong places. So yeah, that's why we've built the team around you. Let's get cracking.